So I don't know, it was a close call with Germany, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, with let's say the V2, yes?
Yeah.
That was what one of the first rockets, yes?
Mm-hmm.
That had ever been seen. And they were very close. And close, it looks more like a piece of contraception, but let's just draw it like this and give it some nice little Thunderbirds Argo style. So they were very close, and I mean it was extremely close.
Yeah.
So and how far before they would have reached that? And I mean, I think there was hesitancy about entering into the war, and it was brutal.
Mm-hmm.
It was very brutal, but might we say on the skin of, with all the British Empire and everything else, on the skin of your teeth and the hair on your ass did you make that? Another few more months to a year and no one in Britain, America, anywhere, he would have had world domination. Do you know that?
Mm.
He would have won it.
Okay.
And we'd all be probably a very different lifestyle right now.
Mm-hmm.
We'd probably all be speaking German if all of that is a scare tactic. Okay? Can you imagine? And we'll say that, and I'm sorry to use any nations in this, but it's hard to say artificial nations. So let's say nation A, because, I don't want to be criticizing anyone. Nation B, C, and, we'll get there in a bit. And D. Okay. So let's say that these are all the targets, yes? Let's say, like, Britain, I don't know, all nations, yeah? Because I don't want to badmouth anyone, and how it can be taken out of context. Can you imagine that if Germany was left any longer before entering that war, and that war was fucking brutal, okay? They were so planned out, it was unbelievable. And do you know what? There was nearly a change in the whole dynamic structure of the whole of the planet.
Yeah.
And you'll see why there's human behavior in all of this, by the way. Let's just draw some more.
Yeah.
Let's say if you had all of these strategically positioned at all of the central, so you could say like here, got Houses of Parliament, Buckingham Palace, and all of these headquarters everywhere else. Never mind the military, okay? Because let's say you hit all of those targets one after the other, or all at the same time. I mean, to calculate that when you're utilizing rockets, is it Werner von Braun?
Yeah.
Anyway, one of many, okay? One of many. Making this new toy. Whether he had different intentions or not to reach the stars and everything else, but even still, to say that back then, that's impressive. What are we talking around that time? 1945? Well, could even be before that.
Yeah, before that, yeah.
You got to understand that that's some impressive fucking tech. If all of those were to hit all of the specific targets, number one, you'd have fallout. Can you imagine that? Wiping out the whole of Parliament, whole of Buckingham Palace, everywhere. All of these big buildings where people are doing shit all at once. That would have been what? Where Churchill at the time? I can talk about this back in history, right? And hit all of these targets all at the same time. Severing every single government function. Next, all of the aeroplanes would have been sleeping. That's what they would have done. You've got to have somewhere for these. And hitting all of those at the exact same time. Even if you were to knock out 60% of all of that, do you know you would never win a war? Just 60%. Plus the functions of government gone. Did you know there would have been the first version of one world government would have kicked in? And it would have been done with Adolf Hitler's ambitions to get that way. That's where he was going. Do you know what? He was months away from achieving this. The work ethic, the workforce, all of this sort of stuff. Today, this is why NATO was coming in existence. Do you know that? The fear of it. Do you ever wonder where NATO come from? And I say, it's because of the Second World War, and the war with Germany and different stuff like that. Yeah, but why? Why that intensive? I mean, that's more intensive than fucking care. Yeah, like you got intensive care, right? That's what that is signaling. But where does that behaviour come from? Why is the need for it to be in every fucking nation, everywhere, all around the Allies and everything else? That's very interesting, is it not?
Yeah, it is.
What, in order to prevent something like this? Too late, slept on the wheel. And that's with a lot of intelligence gathering and afterwards we get to write the narrative, right? They were able to crack the codes. You know, bollocks. You captured someone who knew the codes, who knew the language, and you tortured the fuck out of them. They gave you those codes, and then you were like, oh, look, I broke it. Bollocks. Bollocks. Bollocks, you deciphered that. I don't believe it. I really don't, because you decipher an awful lot of stuff in today's world. You know, and looking at this whole situation, it just reminds me of lots of things that we see play out in the way behaviour, the creation of NATO, yes?
Yeah.
If I spelled that right.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is because they're fearful of this happening. And they've all got a lot to lose in that situation, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, who's going to command the military?
Mm-hmm.
And then if they're picking up pieces in the nation, well, we already know what we would do in that situation. You really wouldn't. That cuts from underneath you. This will then play a behaviour into you. You won't know what to do. And it would be pretty easy after a situation like that. You'd all surrender, and you know it, because fuck me. When you then start to hear about it, you're then hearing about it happened in another nation and another nation and another nation. Fuck me, something's got the upper hand.
Yeah.
You'd surrender. You wouldn't even bother to lift the planes off the ground for that, because number two, would you know where it come from? That took you by surprise, right?
Yeah.
Would you know where it come from?
No.
And then secondly, there would be fear on top of that. For the first time, there would be fear.
Yeah.
Because you would cower at that, thinking, could there be more?
Yeah. When it's coming. You
The
know
threat
it.
then after that is powerful. And what's more, this would have made Germany, especially Hitler, this would have made him look grandy.
Yeah.
He didn't get any civilians. Right? It would have been the main functions that were... we never see this in war. When it's in war, all of the people around this certain area go run off in bunkers, right? And go and hide.
Yeah.
Go on, you get on the front line. Go on. Go do that for me. Whether it's right or wrong, that's how it is, right?
Yeah.
Just being honest.
Yeah.
If it starts going south, a bit like Saddam Hussein, which I did not agree to, by the way, him getting fucking hung on live TV. Do you know what it reminded me of? The beheadings that happen in faraway lands. Yeah. You know, once I had this illusion, and loads of people, we were talking about this, and then everyone was talking about their distaste in that. And I think it would come across on the news that it was the Crown that ordered that. I think that dropped an awful lot of integrity, because we had been we had been indoctrinated, is what I meant to say, with news articles of how bad other nations are because they're beheading, or they're doing this, and they're doing that, and they're doing this, and they're doing that, and they're doing this. And then we go after Bin Laden and then end up just sort of going after Saddam Hussein. Yeah. And then bring him back here when he was hiding in his bunker. And then hang him on live TV. And the news reporters were fucking airing this left, right and centre. I couldn't believe seeing it. And I was like, wow, man, this is, what, daytime? What time are we? It ain't Watershed, is it? It goes against everything that you've ever known. And what it did was put you on par with everybody else. I think this damaged a lot. This is what I think began to wake people up in the society. Did you not notice? Yeah, well, I did. Here, the society changed. Yeah. There was a difference. Immediately after that, there was this difference. People started questioning. Yeah. people started to wonder. People started to ask very hard questions about standards. And then we are in the same soup.
Yeah.
We're doing the exact same thing. Hanging.
Yeah.
I mean, never mind that suicide's raising via this manner, like quadrupling in time. Makes me then wonder a little bit more, to be honest. Some people walk willingly into the noose, and other people apparently are walking willingly into the noose. Again, you can't prove that they did or didn't. Could they have been hung somewhere else and then put into that position? Yeah, we'll never know, right?
Yeah.
And then that's supposed to be one of the most brutalist ways. Well, it's a bit like the old ways, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is.
That caused a massive rift in this nation, big one. Although it wasn't said, it was, but between everybody else.
Yeah.
Distasteful. It was just horrible. And what it was doing was, and everyone could tell, is sending a message to everyone.
Yeah.
And this just ups the fucking anger, the hatred.
Yeah, it was questioned in Europe.
Yeah, there was all that questioning going around because, you know, the one thing that kept being said over and over again, weapons of mass destruction, weapons of mass destruction. How do you know 7/7 was done by them?
Yeah. And then people in Europe were asking, so where are the weapons of mass destruction then?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and how did you know it was them? What, did we play catch up with the intelligence afterwards? But not enough intelligence to prevent it, but enough intelligence to say that it was these. You see, you see, that's a very thing. That's a very fickle thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, there was that. I think we covered it in another video about one person having this radioactive stuff that then led to this person dying, and the others got infected as well, and this, that, and the other, right? But how do you not know that an outside source that has an agenda did it in order to try and trigger an international disagreement?
Could have been that.
Most people are saying it was these people over here. And then they're looking back and saying, well, no, it wasn't us. And it might not have been, it could have been, but you'll never know, right? Don't we need to have courts and collect evidence and go through all of this trial bullshit, you know? And even then, I might question it a little bit. So, it might have been, yes, and it could have been over there, but was it? Are you sure? And could somebody else have known about this rendezvous, but didn't want individuals from ever getting close and, you know, add it in? Well, no, because it went into this hotel room. I'm pretty sure if you spill radiation anywhere, and then they said that people were walking it around and everything else. Do you know how many people in that area actually have maneuvered this shit everywhere? Even people that were just come into contact.
Yeah.
Have all of these people been seeked out and given free healthcare, have they? Are they being looked at? Or are they being studied from a distance to see how that shit... I mean, have they been notified? Or is it just going to be a load of cancers that come about and no protection whatsoever? As long as it caused a sensation, that's all that matters. I mean, you know, would you think that these people are going for regular checks in that area? The ones, because, you know, innocent people have got that. You know, it's an invisible war, that one. That one's an invisible war. But again, still, weird. It's weird. And then when you look at the associations with all of that, how come this person wasn't protected? And then if he wasn't protected and he's a part of this, then how protected is anybody else? I've got to ask that question. How protected is anybody else in that situation then?
No one is protected.
Man, I get deja vu like this crazy amount of deja vu. But anyway, so the NATO is come up in a behaviour. This behaviour triggered this off that Fuck me, that was so close. That was so close. And, you know, how the world would function after that, nobody knows. That one will remain a mystery, but... Oh, it was close. It gave this empire a run for its money for the first time ever.
Yeah.
That nearly didn't go in Britain's favour at all. I mean, how many people on the beaches were just walking straight into bullet after bullet, but keep sending them, keep sending them, keep sending them, and no change of strategy. That's how close it was. That was very close. You know, there was a lot of close calls before that. If you think about it, the V2s, and I mean, there's one part of it. Then there's the rockets that were confiscated afterwards. I mean, the video clips that I've seen of most nations walking away with a lot of this stuff. Certain trains going here, certain trains going over there. Probably built the fucking trains for Europe, but yeah. And then other ones going over here and then being shipped over here and then shipped over there and shipped over here. And then, how many around the world have been told this, looking into this?
Not this. Where are they?
And then we rely on this to be bulletproof.
And it's not.
Well, it might not be.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? Just one freaking button with everything perfect that these will shoot off like fireworks. This one goes first because it's got to travel further away.
Yeah.
The time, you can't take it away from, you know, this is why it borders on the verge of fucking genius, but also it's very sick. I don't agree with everything, but you've got to be able, there's a fine line between mad and genius. There's, you're always going to look at that, yes? Was it Einstein that helped develop the atomic bomb?
Yeah, I think that was part of his,
Fine line, right?
Yeah.
It's a fucking fine line, yes?
Yeah. But he said something in that the power is good, but in the wrong hands and that is not so good.
It's what he didn't say is it was very clever of Einstein actually, because he went a different way. What he knew and what he knows, it's there, but it's very hard to see it. And he gave you something that was much more further down on the spectrum. A lot further. So even that, he didn't even trust anyone that was going to take this. And his fear of it getting in the wrong hands is what's, I say, restricted him.
Yeah.
And also Tesla is another one.
Yeah.
There's a level of restrictedness. Anyway, again, fine line between madness and genius. It is a fucking fine line.
Yeah.
So some of the things, when we look at Einstein, we could say, fucking genius. But some of the things, maddening. Right? Do you get what I mean? It's a fine line. And even he would say it himself. I mean, walk forward and claim that straight up, right? That this in the wrong hands, this isn't. You already see him processing the...
Yeah.
That's active hindsight, by the way. He's got it in the moment.
Yeah.
That's a very beautiful thing, to be able to predict outcome. And then what happens if I do this? And it's on the spot. It's like that, right? And whether it was Adolf Hitler that was driving this, or he had some very, 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 very clever people around him, and they were the ones that were. And any vessel's likely, right? Maybe they had good intentions, and he was the mad one that went all this way. But we don't know what, because it's all hushy. It's all hush-hush, right? So his fascination with secret societies was massive.
Yeah.
That was all there. That's all been very much documented. He had a very much fascination, but not because he wanted to join it, because he wanted to make his own. And therefore his secrets, they got lost in the process. But you can only look at the behavior, but the behavior is complex because it looks like this. This is his behavior. And this is trying to piece it together. Now, to the observer, that looks like a very complex pattern.
Yeah.
And if you take another pen and you look at the behavior, you'll then start to see a pattern. This is someone else's mindset. This belongs to someone else's mind. This belongs to someone else's, right?
Yeah.
So what looks like layer upon layer is a lot of minds, and he is a collection of
He's collected
mindsets.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot there, and it's sort of a bit like the Olympic rings,
Yeah.
but more of them.
More than. Yeah.
So when trying to look at the behavior, it can often, it's painstaking. You have to remove a ring at a time and then see, this person would think along these lines. Oh, okay, right. Now I can start to build with you. Now I can start to play with you. That's great, but it don't fit you. Okay, that's interesting. And then you start to look at this one. Unless he had complex, and it's not multi-personality disorder, that is a mega personality disorder. You might as well call it sentient personality disorder. And then when I look at it even further, no one is one true ring.
Yeah.
They're two. So you've got, actually it's three.
Yeah.
You've got them standard. You've got them in extreme situations and when pushed, revenge and all the rest of it. You know, most people that try and study you for this have it themselves, and therefore try and push this onto you and think that if I push like this should be the outcome. Well, what they're really saying is this is how we would react.
Yeah.
That's what that is. So it's what's said lures you to what's not said versus the middle. You ever hear the middleman saying? The middleman, or the middle being, it should be, that there is one side of you, and there is another side of you, and then there is a balanced you, which is a little bit of a mix of both. And how far on that? So you want to take it, some people here will look at laws. They won't do this, or this. But they will do these ones. Although it's still law, it's still not acceptable, they will do these ones. But they won't do this, and this, but will do this. Yeah, right? That's the middle. That's the centerpiece that they usually follow. And then they wouldn't go out and harm people, but when pushed, they would do this, and this. Yes?
Yeah.
And then there is the dark side of what they would probably fantasize about doing. You know, because once they've done something, they would then look at it that I could have done it like, and then they develop this. There's another ring, there's another one, there's another one. That gets quite messy, but it follows a pattern. Sort of grows like leaves on a plant.
Yeah.
And the middle stem. Or a coin. Everyone says there's two sides to a coin, don't they? You ever hear everybody saying that? No, there's always two sides to a coin. There's not, there's three. But when you look at reality just from one point to another point, you often mistake the edge. That's still a side. You know, it's an edge. You name it whatever you want. It's a side. Each one is a side. Well, no, it's the circumference. No, it's bollocks. You look at the planet. Try and fucking do this. There's two sides to a planet, you know? Are we saying it's a disc? Hey, Eric DeBay? Sorry, he's like flat earth and stuff. Yeah, that's fascinating. It's very fascinating. But here's a collection of a lot of layers on there. There's an awful lot that when you really got to piece them out in order to find his. And I guess it's because he had a personality, if I had to guess it, that he didn't want you to know him. He wanted to hide behind many other layers. And he was running from himself. There was a lot of probably trauma there, a lot of trauma and a lot of he had a lot of sensitiveness there in one light, and everyone would always look on the bad side of him, but there was quite a sensitive individual there. There was a reasoning side as well. It was big, but often than not, it was, you're not getting close to me, and he wanted to bring in all of this, and these were distractions to his core. There's a lot of things that were a bit too jagged to deal with, I think. So therefore, when this all busts out, I would say that he would take his own life. high target for suicide. That individually, the individual mechanisms in the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd do it. He's got the mineral there to do that. And then there's also on the opposite to that, there's also hiding, but in such a clever way to disappear and not be seen. So there was definitely a massive takeover that was this close to happening. I mean, when you look at all of the stuff that was being moved away, and it's not all one person, it was a lot of people, but a collection of a lot of people that were pushing each other. Again, you see spilling. Anyway, it's how I see it. I don't follow a textbook. It's just what I do. It's spilling. One person's impulsiveness to do a certain subject. They've also picked up along the way a few not interests. Thought about it, dived deeply in it. To most people, they went deep. But wasn't their thing. Their main theme in their main center ring was this one. But when this one had that passion, that bigger ring, bigger centerpiece, these ones put into it and grew the fucking ring even bigger. And this is what drove it. This is incredible, by the way. This is very, very clever. This whole structure can be backward engineered and it can be enhanced, refined, and fail-safe. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know
that they could succeed in something like this. Individuals can succeed with this and make it so that it is so bulletproof. So then there is, let's say there's a secret society in this. Whichever way you want to look at it. There is. Now, whether that all got evaporated or not, I'll leave you to ponder on that one. A lot of it got fragmented to build his own version of it. Now, whether that completely got destroyed or not, that's another question entirely. I mean, almost elusive. If they ever come away from it, well, they would have made something nigh on impenetrable. What the outcome is, I don't know. Whether you would see that, that would be mass control and domination, which is what this is looking like. This is where it was going. Think about it. If you eliminate all of these, that is world control.
Because there's chaos and then you can take over easily.
I think this is what leaders fear the most, is world control. To be able to, for one, you'll think about it, right? Again, this is how it works, right? So we can have a center ring here. We can have this moment quickly. Say to a leader or an establishment, one world order control. And they'll hate it. But they don't. They secretly love it. If it was them.
Exactly.
Right? Do you get what I mean? There's always the sort of thing that I hate it, but they're not fully into it. They hate it if it weren't me, if it weren't this, if it weren't ours, if it weren't that. But if it was ours, it would be right. And then you notice how then this can formulate a center ring to form. This will, and then you've got the two either side, but one formulates that central piece. And it depends which one you lean into first. Well, we know that they're not going to lean into the darkness of that one, being that if it was someone else. What if it was someone? No. So therefore, agenda sparks, and therefore they're all trying it. One way or another. Every leader is out to do this. Think about it. That's one core agenda of all leadership around the world, is to world dominate.
That's what he wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he didn't want it through like a European Union style. He wanted to be the one. Now, it wasn't about him, because like I said, there is a sensitive side there. It would also have been passed on to somebody else. He knew he wasn't going to live forever, of course. And most of them around knew they weren't going to live forever. They just wanted to get the foot in the door. And then they would begin playing around with races and chemicals and this, that, and the other, and what their idea. At the end of the day, if you're in Britain and they've got world domination, the world's going to be very different.
Yeah.
There are going to be certain people who are going to be protected and certain people who are beneath the audit. We already see this in the structure, right?
Yeah.
Don't come too close to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come into my garden and you'll be shot and arrested.
Yeah.
Someone comes into your garden. Are they actually stealing anything? Not yet. I don't think so. Oh, then just ignore it. Close your curtains. Call us back when they steal something. Right? You've already got this already here, right? So, do you notice that then there's one versus the other?
Yeah.
So, you'll understand then that there would be a sort of... And then, what about if it was, I don't know, pick a nation, Papua New Guinea? Are they going to have a certain theme?
Yeah.
Of one being above the other and below the others? Which one actually is there for everybody in it? No, think about it. Who's there for the humans? That's the one that wins at the end of the day. Do you get what I mean? The ones that are there for humanity as a whole, yes? They win.
Yeah.
They win. Because if it's about vote, and that's a world vote, think about it, there'll always be a majority, and that majority, that there'll be a, that wins. That wins in the hearts of many. And then it's one thing to say it and another thing to live by it.
Yeah.
And achieving it can be achieved in multiple different ways. There's many ways to achieve this. Overnight, actually, in some cases. Fucking weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that comes with resistance. And then that creates more fear that feeds into the fire and everything else. So this was close.
That was.
And 60% is all you need.
Yeah.
That's per world, by the way, just 60%.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird, isn't it? And people will go through the mourning stages. This one, grief, anger, this one, the anger can be buffered. You can manipulate through that. Psychology. You just play with psychology during that transition phase. Everyone's got a tick.
Yeah.
Just not me today. No, it's definitely not there. But, so, fucking hell. And then what does this look like? So we see how it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But no one ever looks, what if it did happen?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? There's none of... And now we use this word like fucking ally, like it's a trophy to be someone's ally. Are you truly their ally? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So should I befriend my enemies then? Would that be a smart move or... Well, is it? Do you think? Or keep your distance or whatever else. So this is one way, right? This is what didn't happen, right? And then the behavior came from that. But what happens if it did happen? I mean, because are you ever allowed to ask that question? Have you ever thought about it? How the world would be different?
Yeah, it would be different.
Yeah, but only some of it have we got to... We understand. Then there would have been breeding programs. What are date sites?
Yeah. Would you be here? Wouldn't you be here? I wouldn't be here, probably.
What are date sites then? Truly, what are date sites? If I start a date site, can I control who meets who?
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
I absolutely fucking can.
Yeah.
Do you live in a true democracy? Do you live in a nation that allows you to have freedom, or are you controlled? These are the questions. And then, is there a caring in that? By and large, aren't we all selective breeders?
Yeah.
So what's been pumped through our societies? You got to find a certain type of woman.
Yeah.
Oh, you want someone with blonde hair, big tits, and a fucking nice way.
Yeah.
Right? What's that?
Yeah. Selection.
That is selection.
Yeah.
That's indoctrinated selection. That's so fucking obvious selection.
Yeah. told what is
Drum,
good,
drum,
what
drum,
looks
psychology,
yeah,
psychology,
yeah,
psychology.
yeah,
If you're with someone else and there's that sort of hushed sort of distancing, and on the same end there is also curiosity as well.
yeah.
So what's it like then? Are you talking to me? Yeah, I'm talking to you. What's what like? Yeah. I'm not sure I'm following this really. What do you really mean? What is it like? This is a... It was rather you than me, you know. Kind of, I couldn't sort of. What the fuck is that, mate? And you'll be surprised at how much that is actually. You know.
Yeah.
And then, is there a selection on someone has to look good?
Yeah.
Whoa, fucking hated Hitler. Well, hate this and hate that and every fucking thing else. So what's grown up in our society then? Okay, so we've got selective dating then, yes?
Yeah.
Selective dating, which is breeding and all the rest
Yeah,
of it,
yeah,
yes?
yeah.
We already got that one then,
Yeah.
have we? Or do we? We've got it hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes or is that a no, would you say?
Yeah, we have it, don't we?
I think, yeah. I
Yeah.
think yes, by and
Yeah,
large, yeah. And it's even more so because it's like surface level, right?
Yeah. Especially when you go on date site. People go and look at the
fucking
pictures,
true
don't
pictures,
they?
yes.
Yeah.
So what is that called? Shallow?
Yeah, if someone doesn't have picture, I don't think they will go to
Looks.
look. Yeah.
What about age? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we already got that one then.
Yeah.
So we have that. Okay. What about the poor? And we say fuck 'em, wasn't it? What Hitler was saying?
Was it?
Was he killing the poor or the people who are sick?
Sick, yeah.
Directly, obviously stating it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Not even fucking sugarcoating that shit.
yeah, yeah.
Well, are we doing it? Whether directly or indirectly.
Yeah.
Benefit. Cut, 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 cut. Child tax cut. Cut, 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 cut.
Yeah.
Cut, cut, cut. Cut, cut, cut.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
Is
People
that
with
selective?
cancer are sent to
That
war.
one falls in selective breeding, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Doesn't it tell you how many children you can have?
yeah.
Was Germany thinking of doing that?
No, they
One
were.
child. Maybe two. Alright, two.
Yeah, with the other ones, maybe no children or something like that. And then get rid of them, get them out of Europe somewhere.
So, someone who is poor or sick, right?
Yeah,
Terrible. Terrible.
yeah,
Are we seeing this?
yeah.
And then, does the goalpost change? Doctors, you're going to say that this is not sick. Well, shouldn't we, the doctors, be telling you that? No. We tell you it.
Huh? Yeah.
Have you studied this? Well, no, because look, money. So is this like an elimination of this sort of... Was Hitler a socialist?
I don't know.
Or nationalist?
He was nationalist and
Would there have been things like social housing?
I'm not sure. He had he preferred certain look of people, and he was for breeding program for those people to go somewhere and have children together, and he took children who looked the certain way from other nations as well. So like blonde, blue-eyed children were taken from other nations and
So who's in control of
adopted.
the media? And I'll say no one's in control of the media. So then why are you in control of Facebook? Why are you in control of YouTube? Why are you in control of this?
The leader.
It's terrorist reasons, right? Okie dokie then. But
Is it the leaders or owners in certain case, but leaders control them as well?
Well, you got to think about it. Who's the ones that are out there saying that you've got to have the perfect this, the perfect that, the perfect this, no to this, no to that, no to this one. These programs are being aired, this program's being aired. My word, it seems to follow the same thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So is that not influencing?
Yeah.
And then we've got date sites.
Yeah.
I can already rig this. I can rig it.
Mm-hmm.
Certain individual over here, these group,
Yeah.
I can let them see this group.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why? I'm just curious, just for a psychological reason here. Just wonder how they would respond with each other.
Mm-hmm.
What about playing with chemicals in food? Wasn't there a little bit of this going on? Actually, quite a lot of this going on. Playing with food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was there suppression of being allowed to go to space? Didn't Werner von Braun want to go to space?
Yeah.
But wasn't he suppressed? He wasn't allowed to.
Not unless he delivered something first, or would be told him.
So there's a suppression on what you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go and work in this factory over here. Go and build all of this sort of stuff for me.
Yeah.
And then maybe if you do what I ask you to do, so jump through the loops. So then what are we going to call that? Loops?
Yeah.
I mean, do we have this here?
Of course.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give you a loan because you know your credit score's pretty shit. So you would never be able to look after a business with that, and plus you're on benefits, very low income.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't know how to handle money because we give you a little, even though you're able to do quite good with that. But still, you're given a little, so credit score kind of fixing, really, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say we got loops here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck me. What was the reason why we went to war again? What about bombs before the nation? Building weapons before the nation. You know what? This is getting really depressing, to be honest. To be fair, I think it's self-explanatory when you start to maneuver down it. And what about playing psychology games with people?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't this happening?
Yeah.
What about finding artifacts and hiding it from the people? And then only a small group of individuals would know about that.
Yeah.
Careful, you don't become the very thing that you said that you hated. Unless times have changed and, we've all gone that way anyway, and then it means that all of that loss of life was for nothing. Weird. Well, it wasn't, because we would probably all be speaking German and everything else, wouldn't we?
We would have big German empire.
Have you ever been to Germany?
Yeah, a few times
What do
for
you
a
think?
short period of time. Yeah, they are hardworking people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Place that you could live?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Compared to anywhere else that you've been, where would you rate them on the current?
They are quite, how would I say, keep their place nice and clean and take care of themselves usually. There are places where they are more violent than other places, like everywhere.
Yeah, that's like everywhere, though.
But yeah.
Would you say innovative?
Huh?
Innovation.
Innovation? Yeah, they build factories, and if there's something they can improve, they do it.
Oh, that's very interesting. So shades of grey everywhere you go, then?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very interesting. Very interesting. Now we're out of world now, aren't we? We're critical phase.
Yeah.
What do you feel about the stuff with Ukraine?
That is something that...
Who would you like to be in that situation?
Who from who?
No, exactly. Which one would you like to be? Pick a leader. You're going to get leadership skills, but pick a nation.
Pick a nation. You would like to be either Russian or Ukrainian person.
Or American or Britain or EU or...
Huh?
Do you know what? Everyone in that situation, it's almost like a no-win situation in that.
Yeah, it is.
It seems it.
Yeah.
Well, there is, but... Yeah, can we go on to another video? Because I don't want to put this one on this one. But there you
Okay,
are.
so do it in it.
Yeah.